Hello, everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Wednesday, and it's August 18th. Now, we don't have any meetings to tell you about, but we do have an orientation. So if you are a brand new resident to 3rd, your orientation will be this afternoon at 4:30, and it is virtual. So you are going to want to send an email to beckyjackson@vmsinc.org. And that way you can get the Zoom link and you can go ahead and follow along to see what is going on in 3rd. Now, on our show today, we sat down with Ray Baggio, who is with Deluxe Nightclub, and he wants to tell us about some upcoming activities that they're going to have, and it's going to be fun, although some activities have been postponed a little bit because of the Delta variant, but nonetheless, they do have some stuff coming up later on in the fall. Then we have the ladies of the Republican Club. We have Carol Blanchard and Shirley Morgan, who are here to tell us all about the Republican Club and what they have coming down the pike for the rest of the year. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our weather. We do have some heavy overcast this morning. We did have a little bit of light sprinkles, but we are going to somewhat clear to PM partly cloudy, a little bit of sunshine there, but we will get to 80 degrees today, 80, 67 tomorrow, partly cloudy, 78, 69. Then on Friday, 79, 62, Saturday, 78, 62, and Sunday back to 79, 66. Our sunrise this morning was at 6:15, and our sunset will be at 7:33. And Mark, thank you very much for sending in the picture of this very detailed and colorful fly. And yes, of course, it did remind me of the poem, The Spider and the Fly. "Will you step into my parlor," said the spider to the fly, "'tis the prettiest little parlor that ever you did spy. The way into my parlor is up a winding stair, and I have many pretty things to show you when you are there." "Oh, no, no," said the little fly, "to ask me is in vain, for who goes up your winding stair can never come down again." And that is Mary Howitt from 1829, The Spider and the Fly. All right, stick around. We're going to have Ray Baggio with Deluxe Nightclub. We'll be right back.
Are you or someone you know facing financial challenges from unexpected emergency expenses? The foundation of Laguna Woods Village can provide the temporary help you need. Meals on Wheels, adult day services, dental services, medical alert services, and ambulance contracts. Contact the Village Social Services at 949-597-4267 to see if you qualify. Neighbors helping neighbors. The mission of the foundation of Laguna Woods Village.
Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Ray Baggio, who is here on behalf of Deluxe Nightclub. Well, Ray, before we decided to have the Zoom, you were gung-ho and ready to go to tell us about some of the events, but there's been some changes, but at least we were able to tell people about that. So before we get into all of that, tell me what Deluxe Nightclub is.
So basically, Deluxe Nightclub is a club that is primarily a dance club. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of really great dance clubs in the village. However, where we distinguish ourselves a little bit is we try to replicate kind of a nightclub atmosphere. And you know, that could range. Sometimes we have smaller venues and smaller events that basically about 80 to 90 people, and sometimes much larger events with 300 plus.
Right.
And what we do is our format usually follows that we offer music and appetizers and hors d'oeuvres, and then it's followed by a bit of a dance showcase that is usually performed by professionals or high caliber amateurs and professionals. Mm-hmm. And then we finish it with dancing for the rest of the evening.
Okay. Now, what kind of dancing? Are you talking about all kinds of dancing, or is there a theme to each event you have?
It ranges, because some of our events, like for example, we've had some events that focused on just Latin music, and we've had some events that focused on tango. But our general events focus on a wide range of music, that anyone that can dance well as a couple is perfectly comfortable doing that. But like, for example, if you want to do cha-cha, rumba, hustle, West Coast swing, any of those dances you would be able to do to our music. But if you want to freestyle, there's no problem. That's it's that kind of environment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, I
So,
like that because it sounds like you kind of go across the spectrum of dancing. I mean, like you said, if you're going to do it
mhm.
alone, you can do it alone. If you're with a couple, you can do it with a couple. So you kind of range, which I think is great because often I find it very difficult to find something like that because the majority of things, okay, it's either Western or it's 80s or it's, all very
Right.
specific. So it's kind of, we
Yeah.
keep asking ourselves, where the heck can we go to get top 40?
Yeah, and we have a lot of that. We have evenings that's just with a DJ, but we also have evenings where we start with a DJ and we then feature one of the bands in the village.
Oh, okay.
So one of the bands that we've been working with very closely is the Nomads, which is a band that grew up out of the village. Um, and and I have a little bit more to mention about that too, because several of our events for this month were scheduled to take place this week, next week. And those two events were going to be happy hours. Our happy hours really just focus the band. Or we may have an opening band that's one of the up and coming bands in the village, and then followed with someone like the Nomads or the Woods Combo, one of the bands that has been established here in the village for a while.
Okay, so tell me, so the events that you were just mentioning,
Mhm.
those have now been converted to a happy hour?
We have two a month, or we will be planning two a month because we're going to have to cancel our events this month. We've
Okay,
decided to do that.
all right.
But the thinking would be that we have two events a month, the first 2 weeks of the month, that are more of a happy hour type of event,
Okay,
where we feature a band. And the last Wednesday of every month at Clubhouse 5, we will have then our regular deluxe nightclub events.
okay. How much goes into a lot of this? It sounds like a lot of planning, and then you have to coordinate all the bands and things like that. I mean, bands aren't cheap, so how do you actually coordinate all of that?
Well, we're for the happy hours, we're coordinating with a club in the village that recently came into being, which is called the Laguna Woods Music Club.
Okay,
The Laguna Woods Music Club has been pulling together some of the different bands and coordinating some of the outdoor events. And so what we're doing is coordinating with them on some of these happy hours. And then in the past, when we've done events for our deluxe nightclub, we've either gotten bands or we've gotten DJs. I've actually DJ'd a couple of times. And it's just we've developed the expertise to get those bands and the music in there. That's a lot of fun.
oh, that's great. That's great. Now, to be a member of your nightclub club,
Hmm.
do
Hmm.
you have a cost associated with that?
Yeah, we do. Now, for anybody that was a member up until the time we, had to shut everything down, basically the charge for them, they don't have to pay for anything until a year from when we reopen.
Okay.
And officially reopen again. But for the our usual cost per membership is $20 a year.
Okay.
However, you don't have to be a member to attend. The benefit that the membership does give you is being able to come to the dances for $5 and $10 for non-members.
Okay. Okay.
But you get a lot at our
Yeah.
events. Yeah.
I mean, two happy hours a month and then potentially a band. I mean, gosh, that's the best deal in town.
It's not bad. It's pretty good. And we also give showcases. I mean, at the
Right.
caliber of like Dancing with the Stars. Actually, personally, I think better than Dancing with the Stars, but
Wow. Well, next time you have something like that, you're gonna have to video that for me and send it on over because I want to share that. It sounds awesome.
yeah. Yeah. We'll do that for sure. Yes.
Okay. Well, Ray, good luck. I mean, I hope everything turns out where you can have some outdoor events coming up here and at least get some
Hmm.
happy hours going. I mean, we don't really know, but nonetheless, good luck to you and hopefully you'll be able to be back in dancing soon.
We'll do that. Thank you, and thanks for your good wishes.
All right, Ray, thank you again.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
And we'll be right back after this.
Hey, beach walkers, grandkid chasers, stair climbers, dance lovers, weekend warriors, and yogis. Your life demands activity, and joint pain shouldn't hold you back. Get personalized joint care that's as unique as you, with high satisfaction rates to prove it. At Memorial Care, your joint replacement patient navigator will be by your side, helping you safely return to more. Like another beach, extra hug, and one more song. More from life is calling with Memorial Care.
Welcome back. Well, we have Shirley Morgan and Carol Blanchard here from the Republican Club. Well, ladies, welcome and thank you so much for joining me in studio today. How are you?
It's our honor to be here.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. Now, we've got a couple things to cover, but first and foremost, let me just get to know a little bit about both of you. We talked a little bit off camera. Carol, give me your background.
Well, I graduated from college and was a school teacher for 5 years. And then I was in the nonprofit arena and worked for Chapman University for 7 years, and then other nonprofits. And then I had the chance to go to China and teach English for 10 years. And now I'm home and volunteering for the Republican Party.
That's excellent. And you've lived here a long time. Since
25
when?
years.
25. You were second generation?
Second generation.
That is amazing. That you've seen a lot here, I'm sure.
Yes, I have.
And how about you, Shirley?
Well, I was born in Michigan and was never so happy to get out of there
Yeah.
in 1962. I had 4 children, and I was in real estate. I had my own office and escrow company, and I moved out here in 1999. And like I said, that having been president of the Republican Women, when somebody knows you have a little leadership ability, I became president of this club in 2000.
Right.
And was president in 2010. So for 10 years, and we had a great club, great meetings, and we are a nonprofit club.
Right.
So we are have our own bylaws, and abide by that.
That's great. That's great. And you guys have a lot of activity. But before we get into some of those things that you have coming up, tell me a little bit about the Republican Club as a whole. I mean, what would you like people to know about it?
Well,
Go ahead.
Well, I would tell you our objectives is to promote a wider knowledge of the principles and policies of the Republican Club, and to encourage active participation by our members, and to cooperate with other Republican organizations, and to work for the election of Republican Party nominees, both state, local, and federal.
Right. Okay. All right. And how many members do you guys have now?
Over 300.
300. And then I think you had mentioned to me when we talked about you coming on, is that there's about 5,000 registered
Right,
Republican
over
voters.
5,000.
Okay.
And 2,500 NPP, which are no party preference,
Okay.
that we try to influence and include in our education.
Okay. All right. Well, what would you say to those folks right now? I mean, if they're watching today, what are some things you'd like them to know?
Well, we want them to be educated as to the candidates and the bills that are up for election. That's why we have monthly speakers. Besides the candidates themselves who are running, we also have people like the treasurer of Orange County or the registrar of voters. So we're helping to
attorney.
educate people as to what's going on.
Okay.
We've had Lisa Bartlett, who's our supervisor, Marcia Milliken, who is the trustee at Saddleback. We also give donations to our big philanthropy is called Operation Interdependence. And we collect toiletries and things that will fit in a plastic bag. And we all write cards at every meeting. We fill out cards and send those overseas to our military.
Oh.
So we do that every month. That's our philanthropy. And we also give monetary donations to Laguna Woods Historical Society, to the Senior Center, and to the foundation.
Okay.
So we're involved locally and overseas also.
That's great.
We have.
Then we also have a legislative chairman that informs us all the bills that are pending, so we're aware of it and suggest that they write to their local candidates or Republican,
Right.
let them know we want you to vote for, or
Yeah.
we want you to vote against this.
Right, right. Now, one thing that you guys do, and you're in charge of that, is a very nice newsletter that you have here. So all of your members get that, and
Right.
you talk about your upcoming meetings,
Right.
and what else do you put inside here?
Well, any articles that are pertinent, that I feel are pertinent to the time. And on this one, I have quite a few excerpts from Mark Levin's American Marxism,
Okay.
which is a book that I think everybody should read.
What was the name of the book?
American Marxism.
Okay, all right.
Because that's looming in front of us.
Okay, all right. And then you've got an upcoming meeting that's going to be September 3rd, and you have a speaker. Tell me about the speaker.
He's a I just write what they tell me, but he has won many awards for different things, World War II, for Newsmax, and he's a producer, so he's very well known apparently.
Well, he's got a series. It's called An American Moment, and so he's obviously very up on what's happening today.
And he's won an Emmy Award as well. So,
Okay.
So we look forward to that. And then the next month we have Star Parker, and she's the head of Cure. And I knew her when she first started in this because I was in Whittier, and she was on welfare, and she was down in the dumps, and she brought herself up, and she's a wonderful person. Has this organization. It's marvelous. And then we have Jason Chavitz for November. We usually don't have a November meeting, but he's agreed to come, and so we're looking forward to him.
That's great. Now, who's in charge of getting the speakers?
Our Phyllis Nelson and Carolyn Minot, they're our two vice chairmen.
Okay, so they do an awful lot of trying.
Right.
I mean, all of you do whatever it is you do for the club, but it's a lot of work to keep this going, isn't it?
It is. Thankfully.
It's worthwhile.
That's good. That's good. Now, coming September 14th, there is a ballot that has been sent out already, and that is about the recall of the governor. And I know there are some things that you would like to say to people about that, so go ahead.
Well, there are places to vote. Everybody should have received a postcard with the dates and the opportunity to find a drop box or by mail. By mail is safe. The drop boxes used to be outside of the city hall, but they can vote in person 3 days before or hand their ballot in 3 days before at our city hall in Laguna Woods.
Okay.
And it's like 8 in the morning till 8 at night, and on election day it's 7 in the morning till 8 at night. And that would be probably the most recommended, is to drop your ballot off or go in person and vote.
Okay. We had the registrar of voters on yesterday, and she went through a lot of that, and there really is an awful lot of ways, like you mentioned. They've staggered openings for different places to be able to take your ballot in person. And I did ask her about security because, of course, we're all concerned about what's going to happen with those ballots. And she really was very good about telling us that the security is in place, and she's working with the FBI, Homeland Security, to make sure that the ballots are safe. So that's great to know. Great to know.
Yeah.
In closing, is there anything in particular you'd like to let everyone know? I mean, 300 people and you would like more.
Absolutely. We invite everybody to attend our luncheons on the first Friday of the month. We have a holiday banquet on December 5th, which is the first Sunday night. Traditionally, we've had entertainment, and we initiate all our officers for the next year.
Okay.
We welcome people to come and attend our meetings and speakers. And we're on Channel 6 every Thursday at 6 p.m.
Okay.
with their speakers. So they
good.
don't have to leave the comfort of their house, but they can still learn a lot and be
Exactly.
educated,
Then we
which
have a
is our
website
goal.
also.
And you have a website, all right. What is
that-
your website?
The website puts I make a flyer every month for the speakers, and he puts our newsletter in there and anything that comes up. And then I have a robocall that I make
Oh, okay.
to remind everybody that the meeting is, next week, and to make your reservations.
Oh, that's good.
So, it's a reminder because, we live in a senior center. And
Are
people
you saying we're having
forget.
trouble with our memories?
And people
I have-
forget.
I have one more thing.
Yes.
Is that we have a bus trip every year.
Oh.
We've gone to the Nixon Museum, the Nixon Library, and the Reagan Library. This year we're going to the Getty Museum
great.
in Los Angeles on Veterans Day, November 11th.
Oh.
So contact us if you're interested in joining us on that bus trip.
Okay, now let's go and show the slide one more time about your dues, because there
Okay.
is a yearly dues, right?
Right.
So you have dues you've got regular members is 20, patron members is 25, and then tell me what the Republican Stars is. What is
Sure.
that?
That was something that Carol started. And for $100, you can, and it's for our candidates, we donate to the candidates. And we also have an essay contest and all different things that, that money can be used for. So, and it's very successful.
Yeah.
We've gotten quite a few star members.
nice.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
we not only give that money for donations here in Laguna Woods to our senior center, to our foundation,
Right.
and to the Senior Citizen Center.
Okay, and
So
what is
we
the
do-
essay contest?
That's for the high schools.
Oh, the high schools, okay.
Yeah, we haven't been able to do that this
Yeah.
year because they weren't in, but we have a competition in many of the high schools, the local high schools, and then we give out a $500 prize, and we invite that winner to come and read their essay to us.
Oh, that is great. That's nice. Very encouraging for our young people. That's
Yeah.
excellent.
Right.
Well, ladies, thank you so much. It was very nice
Well,
to meet
thank
both
you.
of you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you for
having
having
us.
us.
You're welcome. You're
We
welcome.
appreciate it.
All right. If you want more information about the Republican Club, you can go to the LagunaWoodsVillage.com website and type in the Republican Club. It'll bring you right to their information. We'll be right back.
Captain America.
Watch HGTV.
Netflix.
The city of Laguna Beach and surrounding areas have an active coyote population.
here are a few things you can do to help keep your families and pets safe.
When walking your pets, make sure they are on a short leash. Clean up after you grill outside, either at your home or in a city park. Keep your pets indoors in the evening and at night. Harvest your garden and fruit trees as soon as your vegetables and fruit are ready. Do not leave food or water outside, not for your own pets and not for wildlife. And most importantly, never approach coyotes as they are wild animals.
Together we can help make this city safer for your families, pets, and the coyotes.
Are you undergoing infusion therapy? You now have a choice. Infusion for Health is a specialty infusion center that expertly cares for patients with chronic conditions. Our brand new facility in Laguna Hills takes patient care to the next level. Relax in your private suite with refreshments and on-demand entertainment. We offer 7 convenient locations. We accept Medicare, PPO, and HMO. Call today to get started.
Welcome back. Well, we have a couple of movies to preview for you for the weekend. On Friday, we have Cool Runnings, and that'll be a fun, active movie with John Candy. Believe it or not, he's starring in that. And you can watch that on Friday at 2 p.m. with subtitles, 6 p.m. without, and that is brought to you by Harvard Eye Associates. And then on Saturday, we have an oldie but a goodie called Absent Minded Professor, starring Fred McMurray. And you can see that on Saturday with 2 p.m. with subtitles, 6 p.m. without, and that's brought to you by Advanced Ear Care. Now, if you are interested in running for the GRF board, then they are accepting applications through September 10th. Now, the GRF directors are elected November 10th, but we will meet the candidates right here on Village Television for the month of October and November prior to the election. Then I wanted to tell you a little bit about the car show that's coming up on August 22nd. That is going to be from 9 in the morning to 2 p.m. and that is in conjunction with the Laguna Woods Car Club and the Laguna Hills Chamber of Commerce, and they're going to have lots of free stuff for you to participate in and free admission. If you want more information about that, you can go to 949-542-6016. And don't forget, coming up at 10 o'clock today, we have the Trading Post. So you might find a treasure that you've always wanted, and you can get it right here. All right, let's take a look at our weather before we head out for the rest of the week. We are looking at some cloudy skies through this afternoon, giving way to some sunshine. We're looking at a high of 80 today, overnight 67, tomorrow 78, 69, 79, 62, 78, 62, and then 79, 66, so sort of a back and forth there. Have a great day in the Village. You can rewatch our program at 12:30 and 5 today, or go to the YouTube channel, Village Television. Have a great day. Bye-bye.